Hello, I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man, and I'm with Elspeth Kinder, who is the head of family law and a partner at JMW's Manchester office. Hello.
Hi, Dominic. Hi.
Lovely to have you on the Inside Man. In the news at the moment, of course, is probably one of the most high-profile divorces we'll see this year, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates. And I guess my first question on this is, with such wealth, and I know that you're used to advising high net worth individuals as well, but how do you go about slashing up and distributing the assets among the two parties?
It's a good question, and it's usually at the forefront of the minds of clients who we advise. Of course, for Bill and Melinda, there's so much wealth there. Arguably, it's a far easier process to go through with such a level of wealth to debate about. But in terms of more ordinary people, if I use that in inverted commas, there always needs to be a degree of cross-checking and making sure that there's fairness ultimately in the division of the wealth. So we look at initially understanding what the wealth is. So a process of disclosure to work out exactly what has been built up during the marriage, and to look at the nature of assets and try and place a value on everything before we then go through a process of negotiation to try and agree a settlement that's fair, and that has regard to how the wealth has been built up during the relationship, and whether there is any wealth that can be said to be built up outside of the relationship. So being non-matrimonial is the way the courts would view wealth that was built up outside of the relationship. Bill and Melinda, primarily, they've built up everything together as a partnership through their marriage. And so if we were dealing with their divorce through the English courts, then we would assume that pretty much everything they have is the matrimonial part, and would look to divide that between them broadly equally, subject to any arguments the lawyers might want to run. So, for example, Bill's legal team under English law might want to say, well, he has made some sort of stellar contribution, that his contribution in terms of building up the business has been so exceptional, so fantastic, that he should have a greater share of the pot. I suspect Melinda's team would say, well, she has worked damn hard and been right there alongside him and made an equal contribution to him. And from what I've read in the press, I think she views her contribution both in terms of the business and outside of the business as being absolutely equal, and all their work in their foundation and so on. But even in a very stark example of a homemaker and a breadwinner, whether that's the male or the female in their couple, the court will class those contributions as being equal under English law and won't distinguish or differentiate between the two. So there should be equality in the contributions that each has made in their marital partnership.
If anybody's going through a difficult time at the moment and contemplating separation, contemplating divorce, of course they could contact you and you could guide them through the minefield.
Absolutely, yeah. And we advise clients at all different stages. So quite often we'll be approached by somebody who's going through a difficult time and is perhaps contemplating a separation, but is really anxious, understandably, about what that will look like for them, both in terms of the financial arrangements, perhaps the broader impact on their family, whether that's elderly relatives who live with them or young children. For any client, there will be personal challenges, emotional challenges that will come with contemplating the separation and the divorce. So coming to see us at an early stage is best, really, because that gives somebody the time and space to think things through with the benefit of legal advice. And often, after that first meeting, clients will say to us, oh, it was like going to the dentist, I was so worried about it, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. And actually, coming and having that discussion with us and taking an hour, a couple of hours, taking our time to chat things through and think things through fully, means that people go away feeling a little bit relieved and reassured that actually it wasn't perhaps as bad as they feared, or if there are aspects that have been troubling them and perhaps the advice confirms that is a concern, or at least they know that with some certainty and can go away and plan for that. So yes, come and get early advice from us and we'll help guide you through the process.
Thank you very much for your time, Elspeth. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Dominic. Take
I'm
care.
Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man. If you'd like me to introduce you to the family law team here at JMW Solicitors, you can email me insideman@jmw.co.uk.